I've seen things you people wouldn't believe.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Best Thing We've Seen podcast. My name is Flo.
And I'm Gabe, as always.
Gabe, as always. How you doing, man?
As always. That's my new catchphrase.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine. Tired and excited.
Yeah. Waiting for PC parts to arrive.
Also, yes.
So, we're probably going to cut it out, but if a doorbell rings in the background, it's a package that Gabe's waiting for.
Yeah, so I can finally finish my PC.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, we're now recording this via toaster.
Yes.
Gabe hasn't had a PC in the last 10 weeks.
Yeah, and I love eating toast while I record this because that makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, perfect.
It's a great toaster. Just get it.
Yes.
It's got Bluetooth.
I mean, this is we're now so used to doing this by now, right? There's like no preamble or anything. We're just like ready to start with the show. But I don't know. Has anything interesting happened to you in the last week?
I have no sense of time anymore, so I don't know what happened this week.
Well, since the last time we spoke.
I have to think. I don't know. Did anything happen?
Well, we had a nice little game night, didn't we? Last time we spoke to each other. That wasn't even...
You're right. That was this week. Yeah.
It was on Saturday, right? So...
If you say so.
This one comes out like on Monday, but this happened like obviously a week ago. But yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. Great time.
Yeah, we played Cards Against Humanity. We actually played that.
Pictionary?
Pictionary? Yeah, like a Pictionary game. We also played cards in another game night that I had recently, like 2 days ago.
And how was it? Did you win?
I think I did.
No, you didn't.
No, I think I did. I did. We played it with Ben and stuff, and you know, obviously the whole group that you know. If I list everyone, that it's gonna take a while, but Ben has my sense of humor, so I got some votes from him, which was good.
You always need a fan when you play that kind of game, because when nobody gets your humor, it's just frustrating.
Right. No, we actually had one incident where I played a card, and I like when you play that game, you don't really know how well it's going to be received. But he wasn't even the card czar or however it's called, but he just laughed out so loud when he read mine that actually the card czar gave me the point because he laughed so loud. So I was very happy with that.
It's great. In that game, you kind of have to learn to bluff, to laugh at your own jokes. But
it's
also
so weird, though, isn't
others.
it?
Yeah, it is.
It's so weird. Like when no one else is laughing, you're just like, yeah, that's pretty funny.
That's a good one.
No one?
Take that one into consideration.
No one?
I think you didn't read it right.
Yeah. Do you need me to explain to you how the show works? Right, picture this. Yeah, it's good. It's good for like online game nights because you obviously don't need anything else other than and you can play it for free in the browser, which is good.
Yeah.
We got to play that again as well. That was fun. All right, so let's not waste any more time. Let's talk about the best thing that we've seen all week. Have you seen like multiple things this week, or were there like multiple things in that you had that you considered for your pick, or was it just one thing?
It's kind of a tough week, to be honest. I found a video,
congratulations,
which I thought
where did you find?
Great. On Netflix. Yeah. Ever heard of it? It's this little thing. It's a red N.
I've never heard of it.
It's kind of like Prime, but better.
I disagree.
I don't care.
Yeah, sorry. Go on.
But yeah, so the thing that I saw this week was a YouTube video for a change.
Are we just going straight into it, or is this like
I thought so, yeah.
Sorry, okay. I thought you were just like mentioning the multiple things that you saw, and you saw one thing. Okay, gotcha.
All right, let's rewind.
Yeah.
So this Netflix.
Let's just get the. I just want to be sure that we're consistent. Is it my turn to begin? Or is it yours? It's yours. I'm sorry. You're absolutely right. Last week it was mine.
Yeah, Hummingbird. Yeah.
Yes.
You were first, right? So the one thing I had for consideration was an episode of Tiger King.
Just one episode.
Yeah, because the reason is I wasn't a big fan of Tiger King. As the show itself, I thought it was quite overdramatic, and I didn't care as much for the story as apparently everybody else did because it blew up so hard.
Yeah.
And I couldn't understand the hype, but yeah, it's all right. But the cool thing is it has 7 episodes, and about a week ago or a couple of days ago, an 8th episode came out where Joel McHale, I think his name is, from Community, you might know, does an interview with some of the stars of the show, of the documentary. He has, it's like a 40-minute episode and like a 6-minute interview with different kinds of people and how they were affected with the success of the show, what happened to them after the camera stopped rolling, and some things they want to get out that they felt wasn't portrayed right.
Okay.
During the show, which I thought was a great idea.
Why Joel McHale? Does he have any, is he like involved in that show?
According to him, he wrote to Netflix and said it's an amazing show and there needs to be more, and he would love to do an interview with those people. And they said, all right. And they thought it's a good idea because everybody's sitting at home anyway because of Corona.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that was pretty much the best part of the whole show. Just because it seemed the most genuine and not just edited to the way that the producers wanted it to look, because that's why I'm not a big fan of those kinds of documentaries. They don't seem real.
Yeah.
Because they are just a fraction of the truth, and the way you see them, see the whole story play out, is the way the producers and the directors want you to think the whole story happened. But I don't know.
Right. I still haven't seen this, and I don't think I will because I'm not really interested in it. Well, I've heard. I've seen all the hype, and I've heard many good things, but to be honest, I just heard like it's like about a guy or a family with tigers, and then there's like murder, and then there's mystery, and then there's like so many other weird things happening. I still haven't quite figured out what it's about, but listen, maybe one day I'll have a look at it, but it's not really on my radar right now.
Yeah, the funny thing is, because in the show you see a clip that was played about Joe Exotic, the Tiger King, during an episode of Last Week Tonight, which I totally forgot about until I saw the clip again.
Oh, interesting.
I actually watched the show because he was running first for president and then for governor, Joe Exotic.
Oh, that rings a bell.
Yeah.
It rings. Was that like years ago?
Yeah, it must have been.
Like,
I mean, 2016 election.
Yeah, but I mean the Last Week Tonight episode?
Yeah, it was during the election, so yeah,
okay,
4 years ago.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so to recap, that's not my pick.
Yeah,
it was fun. You should watch it.
It's already in the archives. That's your pick.
Because it's funny, because I read some of the people actually said that they were misrepresented. Like one of the participants has a couple of teeth missing.
Okay.
And apparently he has false teeth that he uses, but they asked him not to use it, and they kind of portrayed him as a meth addict. And then later on he clarified that losing his teeth was due to a condition that he had prior to ever doing meth, and that he actually had false teeth that he uses.
Okay.
So they just kind of wanted to portray him more like a redneck.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Great. That's.
I don't think that's right. I don't know.
No, and that sounds like these cheap like reality shows where the directors and producers just tell everyone what to do, and I didn't know like how real the depiction of Tiger King was, but apparently it's not very authentic.
Yeah, I guess some parts are, but I don't know. It's hard to say what is and what isn't when you hear that kind of stuff. But anyway, let's move on to my top pick of the week, which is The Secret Life of Rosa Parks, which is a YouTube video by TED Ed. You all probably know TED Talks.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm speaking for everyone.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
Rhetorical question.
I'm sorry.
So they have a
rhetorical answer.
Thank you. That was my favorite.
Yeah.
So yeah, TED Ed is a YouTube channel which has these little clips talking about different kind of subjects. So about books, about medicine, about I don't know, animals, whatever. And they're all presented by a different person, always with different narrators, and they're always animated, and this always in a different style that suits the topic. And this one is kind of made like a noir thriller in a way.
Say the name one. It's Rosa Parks, you said?
The Hidden Life of Rosa Parks. The woman.
That's the woman in the bus who didn't want to sit in the back. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And it tells a life story and about who she was before she became famous, essentially.
Gotcha.
And how she fought for equal rights even before then, what she did, and how she grew up and that she had problems with racism and the KKK and tried to defend people. And it's extremely interesting, and these videos usually are about 5 minutes long.
Yeah.
A perfect bite-size bit of information.
It's an interesting pick, man. It's like a first for us, isn't it? I mean, that we talked about
first YouTube pick, yeah.
Yours, yeah. I mean, I talked about we talked about some good news, but
SGN, yeah. But yeah, I just thought it would be a great pick just to talk about TED Ed in general, because it's a channel that I watch pretty much regularly, and I think it has some great fun facts to learn and just some interesting stories and perspectives that you would never have thought about. And it's kind of a good way to spend your time on YouTube, because normally you just...
It's productive, yeah.
Yeah, I watch just complete nonsense at times, so it's kind of good to have some educational value in those videos.
Is the TED Ed YouTube channel that's always animated?
Yes.
Right, because I watch a couple of the the TED Talks.
Yeah, which are great too.
Yeah, but I didn't know there was a distinction between the two channels.
So, it's the same company.
Right.
You can call it a company, but yeah, I think it's always a story by a person who would give a TED Talk, who kind of writes the script or the thing that the video is based on.
Yeah.
And those people are always credited in the video title. And then another person kind of gives it an animation, and then somebody narrates the whole thing, and it's great. It's about, I don't know, from political activists to books and why you should read them, why they're valuable, and to, I don't know, ant colonies and their crazy lives.
Yeah. So
fascinating.
Yeah. It's hard for me to ask any follow-up questions because I haven't seen this video, but it sounds interesting. So is there do they release these episodes weekly?
Every couple of days. So I don't think it's daily, but maybe it's almost daily. Yeah.
Okay. And it's not always done by the same guy. It's they hire different people to write their script, and or maybe the animators are the same people, but it's always done by different people. It
seems like it, yeah. So
okay.
the story is mostly, I don't know, sometimes by doctors or scientists or anybody who, I guess, has written anything about that subject.
Yeah. How long are these videos?
About 5 minutes each.
Okay.
I'd say.
Yeah, that's short. Okay. And
you should check it out.
Yeah, I will. This sounds interesting. So, one more time, what is this one about? It's just about her life story before she got famous. You said, and is it
pretty much
about one specific time in her life, or is it just a general overview?
It's about her first. They talk about her growing up and how she grew up in Alabama, and then about her activism and how she joined the NAACP.
Okay.
The National, I don't want to say anything wrong. Give me a second. The National Association for the Advancement of Colored People.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And how she fought for equal rights and tried to help a woman who was sexually assaulted by white men, and how nothing was done about it. And yeah, how she came to be who she was then known for, and how she then had to move to Detroit after the whole social rights movement. Yeah,
dude, it sounds interesting. It sounds like a more how do I say this? A more fuck, I can't think of the word. It sounds like a more prestigious pick than the episode of Tiger King, maybe.
I guess so. Yeah,
a bit more respectful pick, or not a respectful pick, but what am I trying to say?
More educational.
Yes, sophisticated pick. That's the word I was trying to think of.
I guess, yeah.
It's a very sophisticated pick, yeah.
And I thought everybody probably has already seen Tiger King, so
yes.
What's the use of...
Of course. I mean, I watched it as soon as it came out, binged the whole thing, watched it 3 times.
I know you did.
Yeah. Anyway.
So how about you?
Yes, I actually did start watching a show, which is,
right.
you know me, that's a historical moment.
It is.
Yeah. I can't wait for the TED Ed episode about me starting what to watch a show, because it's just as important. So I started watching a Netflix show that I've been meaning to watch for a very long time. This actually came out, I think, about 7 months ago, so it's not quite within our like aim of
get the fuck out of here.
I know. Wait, you did it too. You did it too. No, I think it came out in like August or September, and it's a show called Unbelievable. Have you seen that?
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
But it's those short, those episodes about a different topic, like Unbelievable.
No.
The Mind. No, sorry, that's The Mind Explained. Sorry, so what's Unbelievable?
Unbelievable.
No, I'm not sure.
It's I don't know if there will be multiple seasons. It could just well be like a limited series. But for now, there's only 8 episodes, and I've watched 3. It's about. Obviously, we always say this, and it's just because it's important that we don't want to give anything away. So I'm going to try and stay as vague as possible. But it's about a girl who. Listen, it's so difficult because I've only seen the first 3 episodes. So right now, it's about figuring out whether or not a girl's claim of being raped are real or not. So in the first episode, it's with.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's with Caitlin Dever, who's in Booksmart. She's one of the 2 main actresses in Booksmart. She plays the lead actress in this, or one of the lead actresses in this. And the first episode is all about her story and her talking to the police and her talking about the nightmare that happened, or not the nightmare, the very real nightmare, the tragedy and the sexual assault that happened to her. Then over the course of this episode, some doubts come along because her story doesn't really add up. So they're trying to figure out what actually happened. And then in episode 2, you get it's like a whole different, not show, but it's about different people. It's with Merritt Weaver, who she was in Marriage Story, and the other actress in this is Toni Collette. That was sort of the main reason why I wanted to watch this, yeah. And these 2... Merritt Weaver and Toni Collette are 2 police officers, and they're investigating rape cases, different rape cases. And then they're sort of, where I'm at right now is they're trying to work together. And this is also, it plays like in different timelines as well, a little bit. But I haven't seen more than 3 episodes, but I'm assuming that the first episode and the rape case that happened there will be, obviously, the other 2 people, the police officers, will be involved with that case, I assume. That's sort of my understanding of it so far. I haven't read up anything on it, so I don't know if this really happened, or if it didn't happen. That's sort of a mystery to me. Maybe if you read up on it, and maybe the trailer gives it away. I don't know. For me, it's
I'm going to tell you tomorrow.
Yeah, please.
When I'm done with the show.
Yeah. But it's really, like, it's a crime drama, and it's very, very interesting how different each episode has been so far. Because really, the first one, obviously, it's very, very, there's an interrogation between like the girl who claims that she was raped, or actually was raped. She's interviewed and asked so many questions about it. And then the second one is a whole different case, and she only like appears in a couple of scenes, the main actress from the first episode. And then the third one, it really felt like Zodiac at times. It's like really interesting detective work, and watching surveillance cameras and really interesting police work that was really, really riveting.
Oh, that's high praise.
Yeah.
Especially since I know how much you like Zodiac.
Yeah, no, yeah. I do. But obviously, like, it just reminded me, that scene reminded me of the police work that you can compare it to any other like crime show or movie where they trying to figure out things and looking over clues multiple times until the music kicks in and they realize the epic thing that no one has seen before. But it's really good, man. So far, it's been really good. I can't wait to finish it. There's only 8 episodes. I've seen 3, and it's a good way for me to, because the third episode ends like in a really I don't want to say cool way, but like it gets you hyped for the next few episodes because they're really starting to get on track, and it's interesting, man. The thing is, why I also didn't read up on, if I don't know if this is based on a true story, especially the first case, the first episode. I thought it was, and it very well could be. I just haven't read up on this because I didn't want to get spoiled about anything. But I think it might have been a true story, and obviously the whole theme of the show is based on reality, unfortunately, because these things happen way too many times, too often. But it's a really interesting show, and Toni Collette is always good in absolutely everything she's in, and she's great in this, and she only appears like in the at the end of the second episode. So I thought she was going to be in the whole one, but the whole series, but she only appeared in the second episode towards the very end.
Do you know if there's going to be a second season, or is it finished after this one? Is it a limited series, or? As I said, I don't
know. I also don't know how the obviously I don't know how the first season ends. I don't know if it's a cliffhanger at the end, or I don't know. My understanding was that it's a limited series, but that could be completely wrong.
Okay,
but it's on Netflix, and it's so far it's lived up to expectations, because I think it was really, really riveting and very, very well done.
It's interesting because I always look through Netflix every couple of weeks and try to look for something new, something interesting, something that pops out. And every time I go through it, I think everything looks the same. I've either seen it or it looks quite trashy, to be honest.
Yeah.
And it's always interesting to hear a recommendation, because I've skipped through that catalog so many times, and
I was sure that you've seen this. I was sure that you had seen this already.
I'd have missed it, or the thumbnail didn't look interesting to me, so I skipped it and completely forgot about it.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. I can highly recommend that. It's obviously it's a tough watch at times, because it's graphic at times visually, but the description of the events alone are very, very tough to listen to, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
it's
totally.
A very tough subject, and they don't shy away from showing and telling things the way they really happened. So you might need to know that before you start watching it. But it's I think it's good that a show like this exists, and that it speaks about these horrible things openly.
Yeah, I think it's good when it's done in a tasteful way. Well,
right.
Tasteful is the wrong word.
Right. I know what you're trying.
And accurate way.
Yeah. So far, they've done that, which is very important. So that's my pick. Oh well, that's the best thing that I've seen. Yeah, I can't wait to finish it.
I mean, you having watched 3 episodes in a week is already a ringing endorsement.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
I mean, I have to be honest. It was because of this show that I sort of forced myself to watch more than one episode.
Yeah, it is work at times. Yeah.
Yeah, we're struggling out here. No, but it was really, it wasn't a problem. No, I was really engaged. I really liked it. And it's like the first episode is an hour, and then it's 45 to 50 minutes. And they went by really, really quickly. And it's I'm going to repeat myself as I usually do, but it's really, really good.
I think that's a cool thing about Netflix or all those streaming services in general, because usually when you watch a show, they're all 40 minutes exactly. It's because they have to fulfill their time slot on the network.
Yeah.
And because they can be watched at any time and have no special slot they need to fulfill, they can have running times from 30 minutes to an hour at times, because they can be so flexible, which I think is great, because they give put in as much as they want or take out as much as they want, just to fit the story and the plot, and
Absolutely.
not to fulfill the obligations to a network. Yeah, it's great.
For sure. So, do you want to tell them what we're going to do now, like in the vein of the last 2 shows as well?
Yeah, sure. So we're going to stop right here. Have a good evening, and goodbye.
See you later.
No, we're coming to the best part of the show, which are the recommendations, which are the best part because they're the easiest. We don't have to watch anything.
Right. We pretend like we've seen it, and this one has an 8.1. This should do.
That's how I do it.
Yeah, so we're gonna do like another couple of Netflix recommendations for the people who are stuck for most of the people who are stuck in quarantine and need something to watch, and we're gonna try and give you some hidden gems that we've enjoyed over the last couple of years, and so we've done that the last 2 weeks, and I think that has sort of been a good addition to the show, and we're gonna obviously try and keep those recommendations. Like, we're gonna give you like a quick summary of what it's about and just talk about it very briefly and just go through them and let you figure out the rest if you're interested in it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So my first pick is a film that I think is not necessarily unknown, but I don't know many people who have actually watched it apart from you, which is Colossal.
Yes, good film.
Yeah, thank you. It's a great film.
Did you make it?
And it's with Anne Hathaway, and it's kind of a comedy drama, but more drama sci-fi. It's
a weird
hard
one.
to, yeah, really is, and that's kind of the core of the film, being weird. It's about a woman who moves back or goes back to her hometown, and she gets drunk every couple of nights, and then she goes home, and when she turns on the TV, yeah, she sees that there's been a giant monster, kind of like Godzilla, walking through, I think, South Korea.
I think Tokyo.
And, is it Tokyo? Maybe.
I believe it's Tokyo.
South Korea or Tokyo.
Yeah,
either one.
Yeah. Once again, don't take anything for granted what we say here. It's probably not true. It's in Vienna.
Got that.
Yeah.
I knew I'd recognize some of the buildings.
Yeah.
But I didn't recognize the writing. Maybe I should learn to read. So yeah, and she wakes up and she sees this huge monster has destroyed big parts of the city, seemingly not on purpose, and everybody's freaking out because it always happens at a certain time at night. And then she kind of puzzles some things together, how this happens and how she's connected to all of this.
Yes. And it's also with Jason Sudeikis, who I always enjoy as well.
Her old school friend who she kind of reconnects with, who I think owns the bar she always goes to drink at.
I believe so, yeah. It's a weird film.
Yeah, it's got some funny elements, but it gets really intense and quite dramatic and quite emotional, to be honest. And I think the whole premise of the show, which I don't want to give away too much, is genius.
Yeah, it's. I think it's the first English-speaking film by a director called like Nacho Vigilante. I'm looking it up now. Nacho Vigalondo. Not quite. And he did I think his most famous film is called Time Crimes, which I haven't seen, but it's supposed to be really, really good. And that's his first. Colossal is his first English-speaking film.
Has he done anything since, actually?
He wrote Paradise Hills. Were you in that sneak with us? The one with
I
Emma?
was, and I didn't like it at all.
No, that wasn't good. But that's so funny. I'm just looking at the poster of Paradise Hills, and the girl in the far left, she plays another victim in Unbelievable in the second episode. And that's what are the odds?
The third one of the girls, not Aquafina, not the protagonist, but the third one. Yeah.
Exactly. I don't know her name right now. But the director of Colossal wrote that. I don't know. He didn't direct it. He directed VHS. Maybe that was English. See, I'm already talking bullshit. That wasn't his first. He was one of many directors in that film. Anyway.
Let's just move on.
Yeah, it's actually not his first English-speaking film at all. He did one with Elijah Wood, Open Windows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's absolutely wrong what I said. Yeah, good film. Weird film. So my first pick is a movie called Fracture.
Oh, right.
Which is another one where I think a lot of people have heard of this, but maybe not as many people have actually seen it. And this is really one of my favorites because, as you know, I'm a sucker for law films, justice films. And this is with Ryan Gosling and Anthony Hopkins and Rosamund Pike and many, many others. And it's about Anthony Hopkins killing his wife, or seemingly killing his wife. And then Ryan Gosling plays his... I don't know. He doesn't play his lawyer, does he? No, he plays the lawyer who's trying to prosecute him. Sorry?
Isn't Anthony Hopkins also a lawyer?
No. No, I think Anthony Hopkins, he doesn't want a lawyer, and he wants to sort of defend himself. And then over the course of the trial, where Ryan Gosling is he sort of challenges Gosling to figure out what happened, because he in the beginning he confesses to killing his wife, but then in the during the trial he claims that he didn't do it and that no one could prove that he did it, and then he sort of challenges Gosling to figure out what happened. And this is really, there's a lot of great dry humor in this, like really laugh out loud moments for me, where Anthony Hopkins is defending himself. There's some great moments in this where he's like asked by the judge if he wants to say anything, and he's just like, no, I'm good. He's really funny in this at times, and Gosling is great in everything, and he's that young hotshot lawyer who wins every case, and he works for Rosamund Pike's character in this film, and they develop a relationship, and this is really I really like this because it makes me laugh, that movie, even though it's obviously it's kind of a dark, it is a dark subject, but it's got some great humor in it, and the story is very interesting as well, and it's got some nice little twists and turns, which are good. There's like a different ending. I've watched on the Blu-ray. There's an alternate ending, which I didn't like as much as the first one, as the original one, but it's worth checking out if you like these law dramas as well, and everyone likes Ryan Gosling.
I just want to say that.
Yeah, it's a good one, and I don't think that a lot of people have seen it. So check out Fracture. That's also on Netflix. Obviously, all of these recommendations are on Netflix. Hopefully, hopefully they won't be taken down anytime soon, because you wanted to say something about that.
Yeah, just remembered as well. We gave you 2 recommendations last week. One of them was Over the Garden Wall, which was taken down about a day after the episode went live, sadly. Yeah. And the other one was All I See Is You, which was taken down on Sunday, what was it? I don't know.
Also,
a day before this episode comes out, essentially.
Yeah. Also, right. So by the time we're recording this, it's still out, but I got you.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully you got a chance to see it in that time. Yeah. All right. What's your second pick?
My second pick is a film, once again, that I think a lot of people have heard of, just because it was promoted quite big when it came out. It's a Netflix film, so it won't be taken down anytime soon. And it's a goodie.
Is that it?
No,
all right, my second pick is...
Screw you. Well, no, my second pick is Okja, which was made by a Korean director you might have might have heard of. Bong Joon-ho. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Bong Joon-ho? Well, I mean, I'm going to butcher this as well, but yeah.
The director of Parasite.
Yes.
A little film that you might have heard of.
Yes.
And I'm not sure if it's his first... No, sorry, it must be his second English film. His first one must be Snowpiercer, right?
Let's not start again.
I'm not going to take... Yeah,
I messed up everything about this English-speaking thing. But you're right, Snowpiercer was his first English-speaking film. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a great film with a great cast, like Jake Gyllenhaal with, I think, his weirdest role that I've ever seen him in, and that includes Nightcrawler.
Yes, it's his most eccentric role, I would say.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, he plays. He's a crazy person in this.
Yeah, he's supposed to be this TV personality who's just a complete douche.
Yeah,
a crazy person. And Tilda Swinton is in this, Paul Dano, etc. It's a great film, and it's a lot about animal abuse, which I know not a lot of people like to see that kind of thing. But I think it carries a very strong message, which is kind of anti.
It's not a very popular genre on Netflix, is it?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. It's kind of anti. It speaks out against the big meat industries, I guess, and against animal abuse, like I said. But I think it kind of paints a very realistic picture of the whole situation. Well, yeah. Especially towards the end, which I thought was just amazing.
I mean, so far you've said that it's a film about animal abuse. I think you...
yeah. So the film was about... It's very, once again, just like Colossal, quite a weird premise, which is that a company has kind of made a new type of animal. And they shipped it to different kinds of families who were supposed to take care of it, and they want to see how it thrived and how it got along, and yeah.
Right, and it's sort of also about the connection between the relationship between a little girl and her pet.
It centers around a girl from probably Korea who raised this animal. I don't know what's it called, but she kind of grew up. Yeah. I meant the species.
I know, but it's not a real one, so yeah.
So yeah, and she kind of grew up in the hills, quite poor, and then they come along and say, all right, you've taken care of this animal for a couple of years, that we want to take it back. And Jake Gyllenhaal is kind of part of the camera crew, he's this TV personality, and he wants to film all of this and he wants to look great, and he doesn't because he's just a colossal ass.
Colossal,
And
good film.
Yeah, Colossal.
Yeah,
It's kind
check
of
it out.
throwback to
Yes.
20 minutes ago. So, yeah, and so they take away her pets, and she kind of tries to chase after them and get her friend back, essentially, and she joins up with a animal rights group led by Paul Dano, and it turns into this weird, very intense and very gruesome, actually, story where she kind of finds out more about the industry and about what she was told, and
Yeah.
it's full of great humor and extremely hard-hitting scenes, which are just very intense and make you think about the film for a long time. Or at least it did for me. I still think about the ending from time to time, which is just amazing. Better than Parasite, I would say.
Oh, that's a strong statement.
I know, I have to.
Yeah.
You gotta be controversial. That's how people watch your picks.
Absolutely. All right, let's move along, right? Yeah. My second pick is a movie that we saw together, and it's just turn off your brain, have fun, and watching this incredibly stupid yet real story. And the movie I'm talking about is called Tag. I think it's called Catch Me in German. So if you look it up on Netflix,
but I think it's under Tag on.
Yeah. So this is a story about a couple of friends. This is real, about a couple of friends who've been playing the game Tag for the last 30 years. And like, I think once a year they do it, like every May, like for an entire month, they play the game Tag. And they do it in the most outrageous, like at funerals, during childbirth, and during weddings, just like tagging people and saying you're it, and then running away and laughing about it. And it's this, and like one of the Jeremy Renner plays the guy who's never been tagged. He's sort of the hero. He's like the invincible guy who
It's
everyone
more like the villain.
Right, but I meant like the star of the game, like the unbeatable force. And yeah, they're reconnecting in their like they hadn't played it in a while, and then they're doing it again, and they're all trying to get Jeremy Renner's character, and it's just as crazy and frantic and over the top as it sounds, but it's really, really fun, and it's got some really, really funny moments in it. I mean, and the great actors as well. You got Ed Helms and Jake Johnson, I think his name is. And
John Hamm.
John Hamm, of course. And you got Annabelle Wallace. That's not going to be right.
I don't know who
the
that
girl
is.
from The Mummy.
Which mummy? The new one?
Yeah, the Tom Cruise one. She's not... Oh, come on. What's her name? Annabelle Wallace. What did I say?
I think Annabelle Wallace.
All
or
right. Yeah.
something.
She plays the reporter who writes a story about them. And she sort of follows them along during their game, and sort of gets infatuated by them and by their game as well. It's really, like, I think this is a really, really good film to just like watch and enjoy, and you don't have to think about it too much. You just get a couple of laughs and enjoy the story. And it's one of those comedies that came out recently, which I think are really above the mediocrity of most of them.
Yeah, I gotta agree. It's a fun film, and like you said, it's just it's a mind-numbing film. You just put on and have a good time, and you don't have to think about anything else, which is great for today's climate.
Yeah. All right. What's your last pick?
My last pick, number 3, is a film that we also watched together in the sneak.
Incredible.
Yeah, another kind of mini theme today.
Yes. So many throwbacks.
And it's also kind of a light, fun comedy, an action comedy.
Let me guess. Hold on. Hitman's Bodyguard.
No,
Okay, I have no idea.
I don't think it's on Netflix, but
Is it
it
not? I
would
don't
also be a great pick. Yeah,
No, it wouldn't be. Sorry,
it
go on.
starts with an A.
It starts with an A.
I think it's.
This is an entirely
a
new
top-
segment of the show. I love it. All right.
Yeah.
It starts with an A. It's an action comedy. When did we see this?
And I think it was in our first 10 sneaks that we actually watched.
Sorry, it was what? Is in the
in
first
our
10?
first 10, yeah, that we watched together.
And it's with A. I'm blanking. I'm sorry.
American Ultra.
Ah. Yes. Of course.
Yeah, it's just a fun film with Jesse Eisenberg and Kristen Stewart.
What a duo.
Yeah, it is.
We love both of them. Or I do.
They play a couple who live out in pretty much nowhere, and then suddenly a couple of guys come and want to take Jesse Eisenberg in, or kill him,
Yes.
actually. And he doesn't know why, and then he suddenly sees that he has these extremely good reflexes, and he's kind of a badass.
Yeah.
But he acts like a
Stoner.
very sweet but dumb stoner.
Yeah.
And he's kind of overwhelmed with all this stuff that goes on around him, but every time somebody tries to attack him, he just outright kills him.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious. It is, yeah. We kept quoting this one line to each other.
What we two did that?
Yeah.
What
For a
was
while,
the
yeah.
line? Was it from the final? From the end scene?
I don't think so.
What was the line?
Sorry, it was my faux pas.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Oh no, that's not in the end. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
where he's in the prison cell, I think,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Jail thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great scene.
I think that's one of those moments where no one laughed except the two of us.
Had a great time.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that movie as well.
Yeah.
I need to see it again. I haven't seen it since it wasn't since we saw it together.
Still good.
Yeah. It's yeah, as I said, I really like these two actors, and who's the I think Topher Grace is in this, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
He plays the quote unquote villain.
Yes. I saw him recently in something else, Topher Grace. What was that?
That 70s show.
Interstellar.
Interstellar. What?
Yes. I rewatched that a couple of days ago, and he's like one of the guys who works for NASA. Like he inspects the family of Casey Affleck because they're coughing because they're of all the dust, and they're telling, and
all right.
he's telling them to move, and Casey Affleck doesn't want to move. Yeah, he was in that. I forgot that he was in that.
I also forgot that Casey Affleck was in that one.
Yes, dude, like Timothée Chalamet is in that,
Yeah.
and Casey Affleck plays him at an older age.
Older.
Yeah.
He's the son of
Yes.
Matthew McConaughey, right? Yeah.
Yes. And by the way, I need to just to put it on the record, like in terms of casting actors like in different times of their lives, and then actually like feeling like the same person. The young girl in this, Mackenzie Foy, I think her name is, who's then played by Jessica Chastain. That's incredible casting. They literally feel like the same person. I was really surprised when I saw that again. Anyway.
So what's your number 3 recommendation?
So my last pick is a movie that I know you've seen as well and you've enjoyed. It's War Dogs.
Oh, yeah.
What a great film, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's directed by Todd Phillips, who's now who did The Joker recently. And so many people have turned against him because The Joker is I don't know. It's, obviously, movies are always divisive, but people hated on that film. Obviously, a lot of people love that film as well. I will never quite understand the hate, but Todd Phillips, he directed Old School and the Hangover movies, obviously. And this one is, I think, one of his best, War Dogs. It's about two people. It's also a true story, and it's about two young guys in their 20s, making millions of dollars selling guns and ammo to, profiting off war without actually, being in it. It's all, behind the scenes and stuff. They're just trading equipment for millions and millions of dollars and getting themselves, in ridiculously dangerous situations and being absolutely stupid at times, but it's really, really funny at times as well, and interesting and incredible in the truest sense of the word. Yeah. And it's with Miles Teller and Jonah Hill and also Ana de Armas, yeah. Who's now skyrocketing. She was obviously now in Knives Out. She was Marta Cabrera. She was the thank you. She was the caretaker of Harlan Thrombey. I love that movie.
We got a fan in the house.
I love that movie. I got it on Blu-ray for Easter.
Okay.
I love it, man. I can't wait to watch it again. I've seen it multiple times. I can't wait I just want to talk about Knives Out. If you haven't seen Knives Out, I gotta say what's that. But it was she was in this as well in War Dogs. She plays the girlfriend of Miles Teller. And just the interactions between the three of them, obviously mainly between the two guys because they're in more scenes. But it's just Bradley Cooper's in this. He has a little cameo, which is really fun. he plays like a notorious drug, or not drug, but like he's like one of the most famous gun traffickers. Is that a word? Gun trafficker?
I guess, yeah. But the interesting thing is, surprisingly, a lot or nearly all the things that you see are actually legal, which is crazy. It seems so fucking crazy. It seems like kind of like shady underground deals, but most of what they do is actually legal. So yeah. Well, how this whole weapon dealing business kind of exists.
Yeah, but I think isn't it like like Jonah Hill is like the minds behind it, but isn't he like the brains behind that whole thing, because he had done it for a while, and Miles Teller's like a massage therapist who decides to work for Jonah then. But isn't it like I don't think everything is legal, right? Because they get in trouble with the law. Most
is, but they kind of fall on their faces.
Yes.
What do you say? Because they kind of get in trouble because they do one stupid thing.
Yes.
Which is
we don't want to give away too much, but I really like that film, and I've rewatched it as well and recently, and it still holds up, and I think it's I don't know if a lot of people have seen it, so I wanted to mention that as well for sure.
I think it's a great endorsement for a comedy film that you can watch it twice, because so many films, when you already heard the jokes, they lose so much punch, and
right. But this one is so boring. Really a comedy.
Well, big parts of it are. The humor is kind of the central thing.
Maybe. I don't know if I'd agree with that. Like, I think it's the best part of like, it's the best kind of comedy in the sense that it's not a comedy. It's a drama with comedic elements.
Yeah. Like The Nice Guys.
Right.
Great comedy.
Yes. Well, yeah. Great drama. No, I agree. Cool. Nice Guys is more of a comedy, I would say, than War Dogs. But yeah. I would say it's a fun watch, War Dogs. That's how I would describe it. Yeah, those are our 6 Netflix picks. And
another episode in the books.
Yes. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you're interested in one or more things that we discussed. And yeah, man, next week is going to be another special. We have no idea who we're going to do it on. But I'm confident we'll find an interesting person to do it around.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. As always, if
you're interested, my package didn't arrive. God damn it.
If you're interested in Gabe's package, let us know on Twitter at Best Thing Radio.
Write me on Tinder.
Yes.
It's a very sexual joke right there.
Yes. Thanks for pointing that out.
You're welcome. But I don't have Tinder. And that's not how Tinder works.
I wouldn't know. Yeah.
Let's cut it out.
I'm waiting for a joke. Do you want me to cut this out?
No, I know.
All right.
Your artistic choice.
Thank you. So yeah, you can follow us on Twitter. You can find us on YouTube, on every podcasting platform. Leave us reviews. Let us know what you think about the show. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this, and you'll hear us again next week.
Yeah.
All right. Take care.
Take care. Yeah. Bye.
Bye-bye.